These earphones right here are for people that are super active, always doing push-ups, pull-ups, press-ups, and also playing with a balloon, because keeping that up in the air for about 5 minutes really is a strenuous task. Today we are reviewing the Sennheiser Sports True Wireless Earphones. And if you're wondering why sports in the name, it's because it's got a little wing at the side that helps it stay nice and secure in your ear while doing your strenuous activities. Now I'm going to go through the main aspects of this device, key things that you need to know before you make your purchase. The first thing is this device costs £85, so it is definitely a mid-range Sennheiser device. As well as this, it also has passive noise cancellation. So this means it doesn't have any technology which allows it to block audio from outside or all that noise from outside. It is actually just the fit of the headphones that prevent the audio from outside seeping into your earphones. It's also rated IP54, which means that it's dust, sweat, and splash resistant. So when you're doing any exercise, you don't need to worry too much about any of that dirt or grit getting into your earphones and absolutely destroying them. And it also has touch controls, which makes it much easier for when you're doing your little activities. You can just tap the earphones and skip your tune. And another thing about the tech inside this device, it also has an equalizer that you can use in the app to boost the bass a little bit or give it a little bit more highs or lows, whatever you want to tamper with, so the audio's perfectly set for your liking. And kind of the final spec of this device is the fact that it has a transparency mode. If you guys don't know what a transparency mode is, it's while you're listening to music, it allows you to hear your surroundings. And this is a really vital feature to have when you're exercising at night, when you need to know your surroundings. The primary advantage of these sport earphones right here is the battery life. The battery life is absolutely impeccable, having 9 hours of battery life per earbud, and the case adds an additional 18. So if you're someone that doesn't really talk to anyone while going to the gym, for example, you really and truly don't need to bring this case. You can just keep the earbuds in your ears and you won't need to worry about battery life, which is absolutely amazing. And I can say with no shame that I've done this, and it's been amazing not having to carry a bulky case while going to the gym. Also, another advantage of this amazing battery life is while on long car rides. There's only one USB port, and if these bad boys are fully charged, I don't need to worry about charging at all for the whole 4-hour or 6-hour journey. I just have my case and the earbuds. As I've said before, these earphones are used for sport, and a key feature of this was the actual wing at the side of the earbud. The wing at the side of the earbud really helps keep these earphones in. It doesn't feel uncomfortable, and when I pop them in, I kind of just forget about them. I don't really feel it. I feel the whole earbud as a whole, but I don't really specifically feel that. It doesn't itch or anything like that. And very simply put, it does its job. I'm able to exercise, do all of that mumbo jumbo. If I could do a handstand, I would, and it wouldn't fall out, but I'm able to do cartwheels and they still don't fall out. So I've given this a thorough testing of me running around, shaking my head and all of that, and it just doesn't fall out. However, there is always going to be that 1% of people that do have slightly larger ears or slightly smaller ears that may develop a problem with these earphones, like always falling out or just not fitting in. But there is additional sizes for the actual wing of the device and the actual bud of this device. So you actually don't need to worry too much about these not fitting in your ears if you've struggled to find earbuds that actually fit your ears. And another thing that we really need to talk about, and that's really useful while exercising, is the touch controls. I know I've kind of touched on them before. You see what I did there? They're really useful, especially due to the fact that you're able to change them and optimize them for your own use. If you want to make double tap answer calls, we're able to do that, and you're able to change all of these things in the app. And it really makes it useful because I'm a long distance runner and I run a lot. So I'm not trying to be fiddling with my phone while just listening to music. So it just makes the whole process just a little bit more smoother, and I run into less problems. Because with my old wired headphones, I always used to press the little button. It's just a long process, but a quick little tap and I can switch the song And if it's too difficult, I can make it one tap. I can change it to my own liking. And this is relatively new in the earphones. Usually they don't give you the option, and I would say this is a big feature that a lot of people should consider when thinking about purchasing this device. However, they can be quite sensitive, and if you brush up your arm like this, sometimes it does trigger it, so you need to be a little bit more careful about that. And the final positive of this device is the sound quality. The sound quality is really good. It makes me feel like I'm live listening to the music. It also has quite a bit of bass that comes along with it. And with me, bass is a really important feature because that's the main brunt of the audio that makes me exercise a little bit more efficiently. When I don't have music, I'm kind of relaxed like this, but when I have big bassy music, it helps me do a little bit more exercise than I would typically do. And it really does perform with this. I would say the audio overall is on the levels of the AirPods Pro 2, and that's £100 more. So it is really surprising of the actual quality and standard Sennheiser brings with this audio. However, there is a slight problem with the audio. When you do pay it to 100%, there is this little crispy, weird sound you do hear with the audio, but this is only when you're using the audio at 100%. So you shouldn't typically hear this, but it is a problem that happens. It's not too loud, but it is there and can get quite annoying at times. But now it's time for the negatives of this device. Things I didn't like about this device. The main negative about this device is one ear will randomly stop working. I'll just pick these up ready to connect them and only one ear will work. This is an ongoing problem and happens around twice a week. I've done some research and other people have actually experienced the problem. The way I've solved this problem is by charging it for about 15 minutes and then it starts working again. But it's not the actual earbuds battery life, because when I check the battery life before the problem happens, it's at 100% and it's still on 100% after I charge it. So it is a little bit weird. What I've seen other people do is they've actually completely reset the earbuds and then started to use it again, and the problem occurs less often, but it's not a fix. Another thing I dislike about these earphones is the build quality. Not of the buds are really good, I must say. It's the case. The case is absolutely poorly built. It's really brittle, easily scratched. And overall, if I drop this once on concrete ground, I really and truly do think it's gonna break. The case makes it feel like it costs me anything. I don't feel like this case is giving it any good protection at all. And usually cases have quite a bit of weight to it, but it feels really light and I just don't like that feeling. But while we're on the topic of the case, I must say the case is really big and clunky as well. And if you're wearing jeans or something like that, you're going to struggle to put these in your pockets and you're going to end up having to put it in your bag. So it's not really convenient. And then the final negative of this device is the microphone. The microphone of this device is much to be desired. The microphone's really bad and you hear a lot of, pardon, could you repeat that, when you're actually on the phone. And I would much rather use the microphone on my phone just so I avoid all of that problems overall. But now it's time for the conclusion of this device. To conclude this device, I definitely would recommend this device. However, you need to make sure you look past the bad microphone and the cheaply built case. It does have an amazing battery life and it is great for sports. But yeah, it's the end of the video. Please consider liking, subscribing, supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. And yeah, bye.